I had a coach who came in, started coaching when he was in his mid-30s because he had just finished like 12 years of drug dependency and a serious addict, and now wanted to spend the rest of his days helping people discover fitness to get through that adversity. You know, you want to talk about a person who has conviction as to what purpose is in life, right? When you're at the broken ends, when you've gotten rid of your family, to do things, you can just picture it, right? So that avatar is a person who walks in and again, with like a year experience, has it, right? I'll give you another avatar as to hit more home for you, but the soldier. The soldier who has his mind and has conviction and who likes physicality, walks into coaching and then doesn't bring the militant, aspect, get out of bed in the morning, PT kind of thing with them. He or she brings this like conviction for getting better, right? That's a coach a year in, they could be off and running and, and the last one, not only the last, but another avatar, was that tough mother who is not the horrible rendition of the mom influencer Instagram shit today. It's the mother of 3, discovered over time is like, I'm not gonna wanna do something for myself. I want to contribute and help people, and they're tough as shit mentally. And they have that like masculine-esque itch in them for direction and leadership. That's a fucking coach that would like win 1,000 times. Yeah. Right? So those are the avatars I think about that could break that mold, right? Of like, well, they're only a year experience, So what is it amongst those 3 as examples? Do you see that? It's something that, back to your point, it makes them see that this whole thing in front of us, man, we're just small stuff. But here's where the real shit is, right? This is where the real shit is. So if coaches can like pull that out and like get that, and that's why I always talk about just try to be as honest as possible, as authentic, like, don't be afraid to like throw a little bit across the table about your own shit that you're working on without giving up too much, but just to kind of get there for your conviction of purpose. Yeah, the thing that stands out to me, I thought you were going to say this, but the thing that stands out to me in those 3 avatars, which I completely agree on all 3 of those, I can think of a few more. But even I could probably write a book on like 20 of those avatars. Man, that's a good conversation. It is. But the thing that would stand out, and I think in all of those avatars, would be purpose found outside of oneself. Their purpose is found outside of themselves, right? It's like in service to others, right? And gosh, when you said there's a balance, I would say, but I agree with you. That's the prominent like vision that you get from them. But I guess it doesn't always come back to that. But there's always this like, well, are they doing it for themselves or doing it for others? But it doesn't. Well, it doesn't matter. There's definitely something that's convicted inside of them that they've made these decisions to do that. If it results in contributive stuff to the greater thing, then by all means. So I think I'm going to make a comment that I haven't really thought a lot about, but this is something that I have thought for a really long time. If that makes sense. Like I haven't really investigated this thought. But I don't actually think someone can find true purpose that is not outside of themselves, that can find true purpose that's all about them and their well-being. And a really good example of this, like the individual that dealt with drug addiction. I think they're just a great avatar for this, or an example of this, where I'm a huge believer in to like heal your own stuff, right? You identify what your issues are and you go and fix that for someone else. And there's a lot of like healing that will happen inside because you're going out, you're contributing, you're giving perspective through experience, and you're helping someone else instead of
I'm going to isolate and I'm going to figure this out for myself, and I'm going to learn to love myself. I've never seen that work, man. I don't know. You might have different experiences, but I've never seen that concept of like, I just need to practice self-love and love myself.
Well, and
I'm going to be happier. Hey guys, I just want to take a second to say thank you so much for watching the video, and to make sure that you don't miss videos like this in the future, go ahead and click subscribe. And I also want to make you aware that we offer a ton of free resources for coaches like you. So to access those resources, head over to CoachRx.app, go ahead and click that free resources tab and explore all of the resources that our coaches have created for you. And to take it a step further and to start implementing those resources into your own coaching practice, get started with a free 14-day trial in CoachRx. Thanks a lot, guys. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I agree with that point. It's obvious with my point that I made on the narcissistic Instagram mom influencer.
Yeah, good point. Yeah,
that's exactly what I mean, right? It's all about you.
Yeah.
No, contributing, community, love, no, it's all about you.
Yeah.
Right? So, but it's a good challenging, thank you for sharing your thoughts on it. It's a good challenging thing I'll have to sit with for like true purpose outside of oneself and how one gets there, you know, because, you know, just trying to think, maybe it takes development, right? Like, who's to say the 60-year-old male, after all the things, you know, comes to realize, you know, at that point in time, you know, I don't know what, I just don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
But a great,
something that just came to mind where I was
really
like, as you're walking through that.
Great challenge to think about that, for sure.
So yeah.
Because I'm stuck in the fitness coaching context.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Tough to break outside and be like, well, but what's even purpose outside of fitness?
Yeah, but even like speaking to people, right? Like speaking to people, going back to the, you know, the origination of this conversation and consulting, right? Like you have to speak to people outside of that you have to talk about things that are outside of fitness. And then when you get to those more challenging questions, like, what does vitality mean to you? You're challenging them to think about things outside of back squats and bicep curls and rowing, right? And obviously purpose, right? It's like, I hope your purpose isn't all around like doing bicep curls. But a coach has to have those conversations with people, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know, I'm not saying a coach should be the one that's like defining people's purpose, but going back to that idea of like, well, is that really your purpose? Let's talk about why you believe right now that is your purpose. And, you know, maybe it's just a bunch of contemplation and over time they come to a different conclusion, or maybe it takes them a long time to come to a different conclusion. Yeah. But I do think I think it's a good conversation, because I think it's one that we all have to be able to have.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. If you're saying it that you're trying to push coaches into having that conversation, I would say go for it. Be brave and just, you know, tiptoe your waters into it, into it. And don't be afraid also to tell people that you're tiptoeing into it. Yeah. Right? That's so key. That's a moment of vulnerability. It's a little challenging. I've been there, but it's definitely sweeter on the other side when you get through that, because you start discovering that then they're going to unfold a little bit too, right? Yeah. Maybe they'll come up with some of those things like, yeah, really, I've been very inward on this, right? Yeah. And I need to think about the outward, what it means and the big picture stuff. So yeah. Yeah.
And when I really started thinking about this, and I think you and I have had like a couple light conversations on this, but we've never dug into it. It was like after like the whole COVID thing, when people were like open to trying new things. And there was or maybe this was like a little bit before 2020. No, it was
trying like hydrochloroquine or ivermectin, or trying one of
no. Like
alternative things.
Like this is coming from this is when I was like really starting to think about like, okay, where are people actually looking for their purpose? Yes. And it was like the mushroom trips and like I'm going to go and find myself, and I'm going to go and love myself, and I'm going to do that. And I've just been looking, right? And this is N equals like 12. This isn't N equals like 1200. But I've been looking at that like N equals 12 very, not closely, but I've been paying attention. Like, how is this going to end up? Yeah. And I just haven't seen it end up good, right? So, and you and I have talked about that a few times, I believe, with a couple, regarding a couple individuals. But it's just like,
in society.
I want to encourage people to not turn there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not because I know what's best for everyone,
Yeah.
but I have a strong conviction that that is not what is best for anyone.
Yeah. I can understand why they turn that direction.
Yep.
It does make sense to me. But I would agree with you that it doesn't end well in most cases.
Hey guys, I just want to say thanks a lot for sticking around to the end. Our goal in this channel is to create valuable content, one video at a time, and to keep it free. So if you're not already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And to continue watching on our channel, go ahead and click one of the videos above. And if you want to keep going and you want to keep digging, you want to start implementing the things that we talk about here on this channel, I highly encourage you to get started with a free 14-day trial inside of CoachRx. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it.